Over the past couple months, Carnival Cruise Line has been kind of hiking up their prices lately, and with this most recent round of announcements, people aren't too happy. But anyways, today we're going to be diving in to take a look at all of the recent price increases and what they are and what they're changing to, just across the board. What's going on, everybody? My name is Brandon. If you like cruise news, cruise vlogs, and ship tours, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. We also have our weekly Cruising is Life podcast here on YouTube at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and also available on Spotify as well. Anyways, let's dive right into today's video. So like I said, over the last couple months, and there was just a recent announcement as well, Carnival's been hiking the prices of a lot of their onboard services and restaurants. Most recently, it being the recent changes in the Wi-Fi packaging, or the Wi-Fi packages that you can purchase on board the ship, or just for having internet service on board the ship, really. We're going to start out with some of the onboard restaurants because there are updates to the restaurants, and some of them are pretty hefty price hikes. Then, of course, we'll go over those internet packages and pricing as well. So I will break down all the prices before the change, after the change, and some of these have discounts if you purchase pre-cruise as rather than if you purchased on board. So first off, the steakhouse, it did increase. So the steakhouse was $48 per person, and it did change to $49, so a dollar increase. Not too much there. One of the bigger ones, though, is Cucina del Capitano and Gigi's Asian Kitchen. For those ships that do have it, most ships, or at least a good amount of the ships now, have those two restaurants on board. Some of the older ones don't, but for these ships that do, this did change from $18 per person up to $24, so a little bit more noticeable of an increase for both of those restaurants. Bonsai Sushi for the ships that it applies to. The lunch prices went from $35 to $38, whereas dinner went from $38 to $42. So a lot of these, you're looking maybe, for the average family of four, you're looking for about anywhere between $5 up to $20 total that this is going to be increasing, at least for the average family of four. But then you have the chef's table, which is probably the most noticeable increase. It always ranged between $80 to $99, and it did change from $99 to $150. So we're looking at about a 50% increase really on that higher end there, which is pretty crazy. With this round of increases to the food, I mean, everything's getting more expensive these days. Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world, but things are more expensive lately, and so the cruise lines do have to increase their prices just to keep themselves going. I feel like this is kind of normal and to be kind of expected with the way things are going right now, but nobody likes price increases, so I definitely understand where people are coming from when they're upset about price increases. Again, nobody wants that. Just given the times, it's not a surprise at all that this is actually happening industry-wide. Royal Caribbean has increased their gratuities as well and on some of their things, so it's industry-wide. It's not just Carnival. So with the restaurants out of the way, let's jump over to the Wi-Fi packages on board. So this is if you need to buy internet or if you need access to the internet while you're on board the ship, of course, because you don't get cell service out there, at least not in most Caribbean ports. There are a few exceptions, but yeah, most people these days do need access to Wi-Fi, whether they want to or not. So we'll start out with the cheapest option that Carnival offers. It is the social Wi-Fi plan. This gives you access to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, basic social media websites. I don't believe YouTube is included in this, since that's streaming videos almost. So, again, basic internet, social media websites. This is also the slowest of the three options as well, so you're not going to get very good internet speeds while you're surfing the social media platforms. Pre-cruise prices changed from $12.75 per person per day up to $13.50. And then on board, you went from $15 to $18. So you do get a bit of a discount if you book before or if you purchase this before the cruise. So I guess one way to combat the price increases is just try to buy these internet packages before you get on board the ship. Because again, there's about a $3 to $4 per day difference here. So it'll definitely make an impact here for you if you want to book, if you book before you get on board the ship. So pre-cruise $12.75 to $15.30 per day. and then Onboard $15 to $18. Middle tier is the value, which is faster speeds. You get access to news, weather, and entertainment websites. So just a little bit more access here, a little bit more options. Pre-cruise, it went from $17 to $19.55 per day. So a raise of about $2.50 per day. And then Onboard, it went from $20 to $23, so about a $3 increase per day. Premium is the fastest internet option that they have and the most expensive. This also gives you full range of internet, which is, to some people, probably more preferred, especially if you need to, most people don't, but sometimes there are people that need to bring, stuff from work, like a work computer, access work computers while on board the ship. This is probably the best option for you. It really is kind of the only option at that point, because if you need to access work websites, things like that, you're going to need the premium. Anyways, this will give you full access. This has changed from $18.70 per day to $21.25. So just a few dollars here. And then Onboard prices changed $3 from $22 to $25 per day. So again, another $3 increase there. Now, with all of those being said, Royal Caribbean, as a comparison, has one internet plan, full range use of internet access. They have a $23.99, so about $24 per day. That's pre-cruise purchase. And then if you were to purchase on board the ship, it's $30.99, so about $31. So in comparison, you're about still same of what Royal Caribbean, maybe just a little bit cheaper of Royal Caribbean is offering, but all of these ships now do offer Starlink internet, or at least I know Royal Caribbean does, and I believe Carnival is transitioning over to that soon if they have not already. So we are getting better internet packages, and that's probably half of what the increases are, is that we're getting additional and just better, faster internet packages here for not only Carnival, but Royal Caribbean as well. And comparing to the competition, it really isn't too much of a difference here. If anything, the value and the social media, yes, they are limited, but they are cheaper than what you would get on Royal Caribbean. So with that, that's all for today's video. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Again, I'm sure most people aren't very excited about having to pay more money for food, even though these are specialty restaurants, so it's never even required that you have to go to some of these places for food. And then, of course, the internet plans. Let me know what your thoughts on all this are down below. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Check out our podcast every week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube, and then, of course, on Spotify the following morning, called the Cruising is Life podcast. And, of course, check out all of our social medias and subscribe for more content here on the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.